Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Carol the Crafty Whippet with FLOSSTUBE number 6. This is the weird, not quite Christmas Thanksgiving edition, but post-Thanksgiving. I don't like this week. I don't like that Thanksgiving was so early this year. I am not ready for Christmas. I'm not really ready for the Christmas season. Advent doesn't start until Sunday. So I'm not really sure. This is like a weird week. I go to the mall. Everything is covered in Christmas, of course. And I'm just not feeling it yet. My husband laughs at me because I don't want to put up a tree until basically Christmas. And by the time that I'm ready to put up a tree, you can't even find anymore. So, I don't know. It's hard. Very random. Sorry to share that, but I'm not ready for Christmas yet. I changed the radio station in the car. He had it on Christmas music. I can't handle Christmas music right now. Regular music. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna start with my whips. Maybe that's the other reason I'm not feeling Christmas yet, is I have put so many hours into Sabrina that it pains me. I mean, I'm really happy with where I am. So this is where we were last week. This is where we are this week. All of this. Yeah, I think all of that. I don't know. I don't even know if I had any of this on here. I have done in the last week. All I have done while I put my kids on the bus. I come home, I load up someone's floss tube, just put it on play. I don't even pick the videos at that point and just start stitching. And 6 hours later, I stop and go get the kids off the bus. Ew! I have no life right now. My life has been consumed by making little tiny X's. Okay, they're not that small. This is 32 count linen. But the point is, this is a lot. And I don't have much left, thankfully. It's just this section here, but I'm kind of burnt out on my project. I think I may have project fatigue. I just made that up. I don't know if that's really a thing, but in all reality, I love how this looks. But when you're in the middle of sitting there and stitching it, I don't get the joy of staring at the big design. Most of it's fallen over in my lap. I have whatever sits in my 8-inch diameter hoop, and it's fun. I'm seeing this skirt develop, but I'm over it. I want to do something else. Anything else. Please tell me I'm not the only one who gets like this. Now I understand rotation stitching. Like, I think I said 2-3 videos ago, something about I've never stitched in rotation before, and I never really expected to start, but maybe I should, maybe. No. Now I know why you rotate your stitching, because if all I had to do was just this until it was done, I would give up scratch stitching altogether. Oh my god, I'm over it. So over it. So, but my kids were home for Thanksgiving. Couldn't stitch on this over Thanksgiving, but it did want something to do with my hands, and I didn't want to knit, because didn't. And I thought about picking up Summertime Coverlet again. I didn't. It's in hibernation for the moment. I'm not feeling it, so nothing wrong with it. I just didn't feel like doing it. So, new start time! Eek. I don't really need a new start, but I did it anyway, so it's Joie de Vivre, and this, I may have to insert a picture, so I apologize for that, but this is what it's supposed to look like in full. This was a model at my LNS, and it's really super cute. It's just words. I mean, it's not big. This one doesn't even get its own foam board. I guess it's just held up like this. And it's kind of simple. I do like it. The one thing I don't like about it, this linen is very, there is no way to show it on video. It is very see-through. This is the third piece I've done on this linen, and anything that is not hidden by the cross-stitching, you will see once it's framed. So this, no joke, is the neatest back I have ever done in my life. My backs don't look like this. My backs are a hot mess of threads going everywhere. I've had to unpick 3 different places in Sabrina in the last 2 days because the threads tangle up on each other, and then you realize you have this like bird's nest on the back, and where did all my thread go? I should have run out already. And oh, there it is this big giant knot that if I left it, and you frame it, you're gonna have a bump. I don't want that to happen. So this one I'm being really super neat. I mean, to the point that when most of the V here is offset, I am grabbing my extra thread as I'm coming back up. I'm not this tidy. This is not how I stitch, but for this project I am. This is my first use of Weeks Dye Works floss. I'm not impressed. Anyway, I don't love it as far as I don't see a huge depth in color. It's okay. It performs like 6-strand cotton floss. No better, no worse. So I don't know that I could justify the extra money that I paid for it, and that I don't like its packaging at all. So I had been using Gentle Arts Simply Shaker in Uniform Blue for my summertime coverlet, and on its card, it comes in 1 yard length, and there's like 5 of them on the card. So what I end up doing is I just fish out the 1 length, cut it in half. I use 18-inch strands because I don't really have an issue with them fraying. And for that project, I'm doing 1/2, so it's really not a big deal. Well, for this, that 5 yards is all one continuous length, but it's bundled up and then put on that same style card, which I found just awkward. If I use DMC, I can, if I'm very careful, not tangle it up, pulling it out. I put them on bobbins anyway, but I can use it directly from the packaging in a relatively easy manner. The Weeks Dye Works, it almost makes me think of how user-unfriendly a hank of yarn is from the yarn shop before you wind it into a usable skein. And it's much the same way. I mean, now that I have it on a bobbin, it's no big deal. I measure out my bit, cut it off, and go work from there. But it's not my jam. I don't think that it's any shinier or that the depth of color is amazing. It's a pretty color. Don't get me wrong. I could have found something pretty similar to this, though, in DMC. And I feel like that's not a popular opinion. Like, I'm supposed to love these. And it's not the cost, by the way. I mean, for this project, I have 2. I might not have enough, by the way. 2 things of the Lancaster Red. But I don't know. I just am not in love with it. But I do love I guess I'll qualify that. I'm not in love with the floss for its particular properties. I think the red turned out pretty well on here, considering I didn't do a floss toss. I was just going through the store and like, ooh, I like that one, and I think it'll match my fabric okay. So I did all right there, and it's a fun little project I just pick up and do. Basically, I'm doing it 2/2, and I do one length's worth of floss at a time. So because I am doing this X by X, I think I had said way back on my first floss tube that for my heartstring samplery project that I had tried that and didn't like it. And then I thought about it some more and said, well, if I'm supposed to be getting the greatest depth of color out of doing each X individually, I'm gonna do it. I hate it. I do not like stitching like that. I understand that that is a proper way to stitch. I don't like it. It's not so much that it's slower, I hadn't realized how much I had figured out, like in all my years of stitching, that I have okay, this is the edge I'm working from, and I pick an edge that works, and I kind of go down I tend to go from top to bottom on the chart once I find a spot, and then I'm sticking on that one side. With this one, I never really know where I'm going to be until I get there, which makes planning for floss usage unfun, because I don't like to run long lengths on the back. So that's my other whip for the week. I didn't pick up anything else. Seriously, Sabrina has consumed my life. I'm taking a break for the rest of today. I'm burnt out. Burnt out. So, put you on the back. Now, in the meantime, let's talk about things I'd rather be doing. This isn't stitching related at all. For Thanksgiving, a friend gave us an Xbox One. Why? I have no idea. I'm still kind of baffled. Like, I now have an Xbox, and I don't know what to do with it. We don't have any games for it. Well, we do have one game now, but it's not I haven't used a gaming console since the PS2. If that gives you an idea. I'm a PC gamer. So we have Fallout 76 now. Yes, I've heard all the bad reviews. Whatever, I'm having fun with the game. I'm also only a level 3. I totally suck at it because I'm trying to use the Xbox controller and my thumbs cannot handle the little joystick things. I don't even know what you call them. I'm like, seriously, I have no idea. Anyway, I can barely walk straight, keeping my head level. And that's what I really want to do right now. I want to be playing my game during the day because, oh, that's the other thing. If I'm going to be playing Fallout 76, I'm really going to do it while the kids are at school because it's not really fair to have it on the TV when they're at home because I tell them they're not allowed to play on the Wii once they get home from school. So all about fairness, don't be doing the things that you don't want them to do. And that's also my stitching time. But I really want to play Fallout 76. Not stitch on Sabrina. Yeah. I don't want to say I'm such a nerd, because once upon a time, I was probably a nerd, but everybody and their brother has appropriated that and the word geek. So we're not going to use that to describe myself, but I need a hobby that is not finishing a project. I feel like I'm coming back to that. You'll notice that that's a refrain. So I did do something though on Saturday. Not terribly exciting. I went to Joann's. They doorbuster too low to show the price on the DMC floss. Spoiler alert, it's 40 cents a skein. Apparently, I found some reference that it was like that for the Veterans Day doorbuster, so I'm gonna guess that's like their standard. It seems so expensive to me, but I don't buy all that much DMC in any one time, so I decided on Saturday, and this was midday, so right after I think they still had doorbusters on Saturday from like 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. I showed up at 1:30 because I didn't want to deal with that line. But I've kitted up my next 3 Mirabilias, which doesn't mean my next 3 projects. It just means these were the ones that I bought. So this is the floss for, I'm such klutz, I actually had all this lined up and it didn't. Autumn Queen. You'll see my sweet copy here has the shiny picture on it. So yeah, I've had this one since 2002. It's now out of print, sadly, because you can get the Winter and Summer Queen, so you want to be able to do all the seasons. But anyway, these are the flosses for this one. This is my next start after I finish Sabrina, just because I've had a Mirabilia going continuously since 2002. It's autumn. Use this as a side note. I read a number of years ago about the concept of meteorological seasons vice calendar seasons. In the United States, my kids are really funny about this. They like to do it's still fall, and they'll say this is December 15th. And I'm like, seriously? I know. The solstice isn't until around the 21st, but by that point in December, it is not fall. It's clearly winter. March is spring, so back up 3 months. December is winter. Well, and this was common sense to me. I'd always thought, okay, December, January, February, winter, March, April, May, spring, June, July, August, summer, September, October, November for fall. Pretty straightforward, right? Well, obviously what they teach you in school here doesn't quite line up with that. The concept of meteorological seasons that start December 1st starts winter, March 1st starts spring, June 1st starts summer. Oh my gosh, why do we not use this? It makes so much sense, but I have I've asked people around me, and they give me kind of, I don't know, like startled looks, like I'm spouting some sort of nonsense, and then they'll say things like, the equinox isn't until the 22nd, that's when fall starts. And I'm like, okay, yeah, never mind. Anyway, so I have 2 more days of autumn, which means that I may start this one in the next 2 days, just to put a couple stitches in it to say I started it in the season, just because I want to get her done before I get to Winter Queen. But I did go ahead and kit up Winter Queen as well, and you'll see my sweet Ziploc bags, Sharpie, that you can't see here, so I know which one it is, but this is pretty much all the floss for this one, except for the Whisper, and I don't get the beads. I don't get the beads until I'm, no kidding, working on the project. And this one's also shiny and old. I love the fact that it's actual pictures. Like if I pull this out. Oh yeah, this thing was printed in April 29th, 2002. Sweet. Anyway, put that back. But I've never opened her. See, still sealed. And she's gonna be my second after I get Autumn Queen mostly done. I don't want to have too many Mirabilis on the rotation at any given time. They're big projects. I always think they're not big, and then I get into them and realize they're pretty huge. I mean, they're bigger, but they're not small. And then while I was at it, oh yeah, kitted up Royal Holiday too. Obviously this one is newer than the other 4. See, relatively matte finish. And I was not originally gonna do her, and then I saw someone had done her on Facebook a number of years ago, and I fell in love. She's Christmassy, but not like chintzy Christmas. It's like winter, but a different version of winter. So instead of thinking like snow, I think of like cardinals and holly and all the fun December type stuff. I also live in an area, I said it doesn't snow. It does snow here occasionally, but it really doesn't snow in December. It snows January, February timeframe. So for me, this notion of a white Christmas and snow making Christmas, not a thing. So the reds, I guess this is holly around her candle, and the various bits of like gold ribbon. It's what I decorate my house in, so this to me is like Christmas, but again, it's not like overwhelming. So I went ahead and got the floss for her too. Took my husband with me. I didn't really tell him what I was doing, probably not fair, but I was like, oh yeah, I need to buy some DMC, and he knows what it is, and he's like, okay, is it cheaper than normal? I said, yes. So let's go. We went. Place is a madhouse. It's always a madhouse. Nobody in the cross stitch. Very teeny tiny little cross stitching aisle they have. And the colors were just a mess. You would have blue and orange and yellow all in the same little, not any of those colors. It'd be in like one of the green bins. So while I was picking out, I have close to 100, I think close to 100 flosses in there. And as I was picking them out, and most of them I have no more than 2, he was going through the bins and fixing them because it was driving him bonkers how awful. Well, it didn't help. The very first bin I went to fish a floss out of, I'm like, this isn't the right color. I still did manage to buy 2 that were not the right colors. I thought I was checking them well as I went along, but oops. What are you gonna do? I mean, it was 40 cents. Oh no, I wasted $1. I waste more than that in spoiled produce from the grocery store, so I'll be fine. But anyway, I have a lot of floss now. I have projects on, and the best part for both Winter Queen and Autumn Queen, I have the Belfast, so I can start them at any time. Again, I'm not going to start Winter Queen anytime soon. Autumn Queen I probably will start this week, and just to say I started it, it occurs to me I probably don't have to. I could start it just whenever, just because. But the other ones, when I did spring, no, I started Spring Queen in the summer. I take it back. I'll start it when I want to. Yeah. Thanks for joining me for this floss tube, and I look forward to seeing everybody next week. Take care. Bye.